What is up, lads? Welcome back to the Regular Strength channel. We're going through our squat double day today. Last week went really well, so we're adding a little bit. I was expecting 152 for a double today. We're going to go 155, I think. Not heaps different, but that means that for our last week we can probably go over 160 instead of going to 160, and that'd be nice. I think feeling pretty good on the squats. I was last week anyway. We'll see how it goes this week, but felt really strong. So I figure we might as well jump up a little bit. Then maybe next week we can go either to 162 or 165 for a double rather than 160. 165 is my PR. When I did it, it was quite comfortable anyway. So hopefully we can get a double at that now. That'd put us in a good stead to get a 170 one rep max if we get that. Little PR there. However, I have some, I don't want to say bad news, but kind of like news. I've got a septoplasty, a nose job booked. I just got my appointment date today. It's been booked in for the 6th of August. So I'm not going to be able to run the last 4 weeks of the plan through. I'm going to be able to finish these doubles next week, and then I'll have a week of training, and then the week after is the operation. So I'm not sure what to do. I'll have to speak to the doctor, see how long the recovery period is, but I'm assuming it's at least a few weeks of not training heavy, which is probably not great for the last 4 weeks of a plan where we're trying a one rep max, which is a shame, but I'm looking forward to being able to breathe out of my nose. I'm hoping that means that I get better sleep, I feel better, I can recover better, and then the one rep maxes can be higher later. So short term, I don't know, disruption in the plan, whatever. Maybe we'll just train up to there anyway, see what happens. If we can get all the doubles that we want, so we want the squat. I think at least 160 double next week would be nice. The deadlift, I want to do a 200, if not a double, then a single by the end of this plan. Just so that it's done. And then that's like kind of the goal for this year anyway, finally get the 200 kilo deadlift. And then we can look towards a 220 once my nose is healed. Obviously skipping 210 entirely there. 205, 202, everything, doesn't matter. 220 is the next stop. So realistically, I think the next milestones that I have on all of my training is 180 squat, 140 bench, and a 220 deadlift. I think that's the next step is now, I think. Obviously a 200 kilo deadlift is the next thing that I need, but then after that 220 is 5 plates rather than 4.5 that I'm at now. And then yeah, I think that's the next thing anyway. So we'll get that after we've had a nose job and when we can breathe. That'd be nice, won't it? So yeah, today 155. Go through our usual warm-ups, 60, 80, 100. We'll do 120 and 140 for a single each, and then we'll do 155 for two, which will be a 5 kilo PR. I've been reading online what the recovery period is after the procedure that I'm having, and it's saying anywhere from 2 weeks to 8 weeks. 8 weeks seems ridiculous, really, but I can see 2 weeks being not enough for like max effort strength training, because I imagine with holding your breath and putting out maximum forces, it'd be quite easy to blow your nose up again. But 8 weeks seems ridiculous. I don't know. I'll have to speak to the doctor and then see how things go. But if I can return to training like... Fuck off. If I can return to training like moderate effort sooner, then we'll do that just to keep things ticking over, and then it won't be such a shock to the system when we start again. Even if we do like just our back offsets maybe, or just a few, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. But it's no big deal, is it? It's a long game here. We're not playing the short game. I'm not competing in anything, and being able to breathe is sort of important, really. Go 100, 3 reps, then we'll do a couple of sets of 1 rep. Just to get up to where we're going, probably a bit excessive on the warm-ups, but I like doing a little bit more with squat just to get everything kind of loose so it all slots into place properly. So with most of the early warm-up sets, it's not a massive rest between each one, it's just enough time to change the plates. Realistically, we could have done all these reps in a row in a set and not been too phased by it, to be honest. It's just getting everything sort of warmed up and moving. I do a little bit of a movement prep before I start as well, just because I'm getting on in age a little bit. Depending on who's watching, actually. Most of my audience is 55 odd, so you probably think I'm young. But I'm not as young as I was, but I'm not as old as I will be. Right, what are we? 100 kilos. So we do 3 reps here, and then 120, then 140. I'm looking forward to being able to breathe out of my nose. I never realised how much of an issue it was. Like, you know, you kind of get used to stuff, don't you? So I'd go to the dentist when I was having my teeth, new teeth put in, and they're like doing the entire operation, and I was trying to breathe through my nose, and I just couldn't do it. And you see all the things about like meditation, and it's like take a deep breath through your nose, and it's like I can't, I can't really do it. So like, relaxation techniques are more stressful for me, and I just think it's going to improve my quality of life quite a bit. So it's quite exciting, even if it'll mean that I don't get a new 1 rep max on my stuff. I guess this isn't really that important in the grand scheme of things, and being able to breathe is pretty important. But we will see. We will see. Okay, so move up 1 notch on the belt. 120 just for a single, then we'll go 3 plates for a single, and then we'll go to our top set. Nice and smooth. So this is what we want to be bench pressing next year. Feels kind of mental, but I guess we're not even a million miles off it really. Yeah, cool. And so I'm going to do 1 rep of this. Right, let me get the next one loaded and I'll be right with you. Okay, let's go. This will be a PR double by 5 kilo. Yeah, sound. No bother. Cool. I need to get into my head that just because it's slower than the fucking 100 kilo, that don't mean that it were hard. It just means it were heavier. So we didn't stick, it was just slower. Perfect, sound. I'll have a review of the footage, but that was good. I feel like we could have done a few more, which is just what we want for week 3 of this wave. We reviewed the footage, we've sent it to the Jedi Council. Looked alright, looked pretty comfortable. From what I can see on the second rep, my hips rose a little bit, so that dumps it onto your back a little bit. Not too bad, not excessive, just not like a perfect rep, but it's pretty close to a max effort. That was a 5 kilo PR for a double, so I'll take a little bit of form breakdown, not too bad. Not too bad. Overall, yeah, sound. Didn't feel like max effort. It felt up there. The plan says RPE 8 this week. You know, there or thereabouts. We could have done a few more reps. We could have done a bit more weight. Whichever. Yeah, sound, I think. Spot on. Good. We're looking good. Next week, I think we go 162. Conservative. If we get 162, perfect. That's 2.5 kilos more than we planned on doing. I'd rather get 162 than miss 165 for a double. Does that make sense? I think that's a nice, realistic goal for us. So it's meant to be RP9 next week, which I think 162, based on that 155, 162 will be that. So we would have been able to do a little bit more weight than 162, but maybe not many more reps. I think that's the way I'm playing it anyway. I think we would be able to do the 165, but we don't need to be trying that hard. But yeah, good, sorted, stoked, really happy with that. We've got 115 kilo now for our back off sets. We're going to do 4 sets of 5. Try and make them fast, but not sure how fast I'm feeling today. Yeah, alright, cool. 3 more then. Right, 3 minutes rest. My alarm's gone off. Keep these moving fairly quickly, but enough time to make sure that we're getting the most out of each set. Saw a little tip on Nick Best's Instagram from Ed Cohen, one of the forefathers of powerlifting, I guess. When you breathe and brace, give it a second to build up pressure. I sort of tend to breathe, brace, and then go. And that giving it like a little second to build up pressure really makes sense. And if he's teaching Nick Best something, Nick Best is one of the best strongmen to ever do it. So it's worth listening to. Take your time a little bit, I think. Breathe, brace, wait for the pressure to build up and then go. I'm going to try and remember to do that. I think, especially on the deadlift, create some pressure, get into position, and then woof, explode. I think that's a good tip. Oh, let's go. 5 more reps. One breath. Sod it. Right. Oh, one more set of them. And then we're on to bench. Let me set a timer. I'm kind of disappointed that I have to have surgery in a couple of weeks. Because the plan's going well. I assumed, it being the NHS, I was going to be waiting for ages for it, so we would at least get through this plan. They told me 16 weeks, and this is a 12-week plan. So I thought, comfortable, but whatever, it is what it is. We can do a 1 rep max later. Maybe that gives us enough time to do one on my birthday. My birthday is the 18th of December. So if we're lucky, we can get a new PR before the new year, and then we can see about what we can do next year with a full year of training in this style that I found that works for me. That'd be good. Yeah, I'm thinking anyway, the end of this double session, maybe we could try some 1 rep maxes before my surgery. We could finish this round of doubles, do a deload the week after, and then I think we have 1 week where we could do, or maybe we could do a new powerlifting total or something. Give that a go. I don't know. We'll have to do something. I'll figure something out so that we have some videos to go out before my surgery. And then when we come back to training, we refocus. It gives me time to adjust the plan, and then we'll start again, I guess. We could realistically just pause it and then run the last 4 weeks. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not that important. 5 more, then we're big and strong. Oh, don't know about that last set. That'll do. Oh, right. With bench press now. Nice. Hopefully that'll go well. So we've got a few sets of 5 now. You know the drill. It's 80 kilos. We're going to try and move it quick. We've got our actual bench press day tomorrow, so we don't want to do so much load that we interfere with that. It's just technique practice and force generation, basically. It's nice. It allows you to do the bench press more times per week without, running into overuse, without fatigue issues. So 80 kilo we could probably do for a bunch of reps, but with just doing 5, you get the nice technique practice, and it's heavy enough to feel like something. You know what I mean? Don't know what that looked like. It felt a bit weird, but it was 5 reps. Right, that last set felt funny, but I recorded it on my phone. I just watched it back. It looked alright. I don't know why I can hold my breath for a set of squats for 5. I can't hold my breath for a set of 5 on the bench press. It's weird. Bench press is one where you want to hold your breath. Squat doesn't really matter because you can take a breath at the top. Odd. It's alright, it's going well. It's going good. I don't know if my brain's kind of switched off because I know that we can't finish the plan. It doesn't even really matter. It does. I'm doing that thing again where I overthink. No one watches anymore anyway. Not that anyone did in the first place. Maybe we can use it for a slight... use our break for a rethink and a reshuffle of what we're doing with the videos. Or maybe we can just keep posting the same thing over and over again and hope that it gets better. We'll see. We will see. Floating about everywhere. What's up with me? Oh, it's okay. It's fine. We've got the shoulder press now, haven't we? We'll see how we go with that. Oh, so we've dropped the sets a little bit on the shoulder press, just to get a bit less volume going through here, because it's I don't know if I've mentioned it once or twice before. I was at the woods yesterday. My mate said it's been the same story the entire length of time that he's known me. Crashed the bike and the shoulder's a bit fucked. I had it fixed like 10 years ago, and it's been okay since, but I have crashed the bike and fucked it again since, so here we are. So we have 27.5 kilos on today's agenda for this shoulder press. We'll see how it goes. I still haven't figured out how to get it onto my shoulders. A little bit heavier than last week, and it probably didn't need to be honest. Right, we've one more set of them. We'll see if we can get 10 at least. That's not bad. That were a good couple of sets, I think. Perfect. Oh man. So we're adding 5 kilo to last week. We got 10s on all of our sets last week according to the program. So we're going up to, this is 65 kilo. The rep range on this one is 6 to 10. I think that's what we're going to just change everything to. Just so it's a bit heavier. It's still, strength is still like the thing that I enjoy the most. So like heavier, relatively low, sub 10 but above 6 sets for the bodybuilding feels better to make us every rep's hard then, you know. The higher rep stuff is fine, we'll keep that for lat raises and everything, but stuff like this, I like trying hard, you know, not trying long. Yeah, I like that. 10's fine, innit? 5 more's a bit boring. Obviously, the science shows that you can do anything from 5 to 30 reps and get a similar effect on muscle growth. But I think the lower stuff feels better. I don't know how much difference it makes. I would assume, yeah, well, like it says, similar. It's the proximity to failure that matters. So as long as you're trying hard, that's alright. If you're doing sets of 20 and the last few reps slow down considerably, you know, you're probably turning the right key or whatever. But that were hard from the first one. It felt heavy, hard, challenging from the first one. So that's good. That's good. That's what we want. I was 8 good reps, which makes sense because we got about 9.5 on the last one. That's fine. We'll use that weight again next week, and maybe we can get 10, 10, 9, 10, 10, 10, something a little bit more. That was good there. Perfect. The yeah, less than 10 is good for me. If I wanted to do cardio, I'd take dog for a bloody walk. So last week on these, we got 15, 14, 13 reps across our 3 sets. I'd like to add something to that if we can. If we're not, no worries. Progressive overload is adding stuff when you can, really. So yeah, if we can add a rep somewhere, that'd be good. $15 there, same, that's what we wanted. Next set, we need to beat 14, we don't need to, but we'll see what we get. Alright, come on then, 14, let's have you. 15. Yes. Now, as long as we get more than 13, we've done one more rep this session. If we get 13, that's one more rep. If we get 14, that's 2 more reps. And that's much bigger triceps, whichever side that is, that side there. There's a ton of blood in my triceps now, so we'll have to see how we get through this, but I reckon 13 is on the cards. Exciting times. Wow. Kinda. It was definitely at least 13. Them last couple of reps were not so good, but oh, they are. Right, that was a good session. 5 kilo PR on the squat double. Rest of stuff is training, boring training. It all worked. It all went well. Can't complain. Yeah, bench press tomorrow, 115 kilo for 2. I'm hoping it's pretty smooth. Leads us into our 120 for 2 next week. We didn't get that last time round, we'll get it this time round. Right, I'll see you there.